Good night. Welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. Work has begun on the installation of the protective structures for the seawater extraction point for the new desalination plant that will supply drinking water to the islanders.
After the signing of the contract, work began on the construction of the water extraction point for the new 50 liters per second desalination plant. This work will be a mega investment for the island, consisting of a storage tank of 100 cubic meters, electrical mesh, aqueduct networks, and desalination plant.
Indeed, the works corresponding to water extraction point of the new desalination plant with a capacity of 50 liters per second are being conducted on the island of San Andres. Let's remember that this point is located in the coastal area. The activities of this extraction point include works or elements on the edge of the coast called for hurricane protection for the pipeline, which will supply the fluid to the desalination plant. These activities have all the necessary permits.
This extraction point located in the Lux Bight sector will be constructed to draw water directly from the sea that will be piped to the plant for treatment and pumping to 100 cubic meter storage tank located in Mission Hill. The government offered apologies to the community for the inconvenience that may arise. Since the inconveniences are temporary, the works are temporary but with medium and long-term benefit for the island of San Andres.
According to unofficial sources, the President of the Republic, Gustavo Petro, would make this Sunday his first visit as President of the country to the department. However, so far the agenda of this visit has not been confirmed. Let's remember that last March, Petro made a visit to the island in the middle of his campaign for presidency of the Republic. However, he could not enter the municipality of Full Providence. Therefore, it is expected that in this opportunity and as President of the country, he will be able to see how the process of reconstruction of the islands advances. And through Resolution 611 of 2022, issued yesterday, August 17, 2022, Coralina decreed that for precautionary and preventive principles in favor of animals and people, the feeding, baiting, and handling of marine species such as fish, sharks, and rays are prohibited throughout the jurisdiction of the archipelago.
On behalf of Coralina, we would like to inform the community that as a result of the bad practices related to the baiting of marine animals that led, for example, to a fatal incident of a tiger shark bite to a foreign visitor, and given the continuity of these bad practices with sharks and fish, the community asked Coralina to take appropriate measures to ensure that such activities do not continue to occur. In that sense, the Environmental Authority has decided through Resolution 611 to remedy it. In what sense? That at this moment, through Coralina, the baiting of fish and rays is prohibited in the department.
According to the Administrative Act, in this receitive part, in the island of San Andres, there have been bad environmental practices related to the baiting or feeding of marine animals for the delight of resident tourists and residents of the archipelago. That is why they issued this resolution that prohibits in a concrete manner. And it's also established that artisanal fishermen, once they have finished fishing, must clean their products at an allocated distance from the coast. It is suggested to be done between 2 to 4 miles from the island so as not to attract sharks or any species close to the coast, which may present a potential threat to bathers and users of the marine protected areas.
And in the facilities of the Regional Family Welfare Institution in San Andres, the closing of the commemoration of Breastfeeding Week took place.
As part of the closing of the celebration of the World Breastfeeding Week, the Departmental State Social Enterprise held a meeting with pregnant and nursing mothers where the importance of promoting the habit of breastfeeding was highlighted.
From the SSC Departmental Hospital of San Andres and Old Providence through the PIC, we have worked on actions with the Colombian Institute of Family Welfare through all early childhood programs. At this moment, we are meeting with a group of pregnant and breastfeeding mothers where we are making a presentation and cultural act. with the message that they need to know through this year's slogan, which is "We promote breastfeeding by educating and promoting," an important strategy for the survival of our children.
The World Alliance for Breastfeeding and the World Health Organization indicated that breast milk reduced the risk of malnutrition and reduced from 1.5 to 5 times the risk of sudden infant death, as well as contribute to strengthen the bond between mother and child, an argument which Lizzie Reina, one of the mothers who attend the activity, agrees with.
Lactancia materna es algo muy beneficiario.
Breastfeeding is something that benefits both mother and baby because it is a bond that one creates when the baby is born. The first thing that should be given to the child is the mother's milk because that way he creates a defense to avoid certain diseases. The first thing that should be given to the child is the mother's milk because that way he creates a defense to avoid certain diseases, and also an intimate connection is created between them.
According to data from the Ministry of Health and Social Protection, out of every 100 children born in Colombia, only 56 start breastfeeding in the first hour after birth, a practice that can be improved when taking into account that the institutional delivery is 95%.
An initiative is born that seeks to enrich the knowledge of the island youth and include them in the administrative processes. The president of the Departmental Assembly will involve young students in the sessions of the Departmental Assembly.
As a space that has the relevant condition for young people to learn the function of the Departmental Assembly and the obligation of the deputies and members of this entity, this initiative is born that will directly involve students from different educational institutions in the process of the Departmental Assembly. For this dynamic, it is being contemplated that the young people will sit in the Assembly dealing with issues that are of utmost importance of the department.
We want to promote an academic exercise with the institutions where we have invited our directors of the different educational institutions of the department. Today we started with 4 institutions and we will continue meeting with the rest that is missing. What is the idea or objective? To bring the students to the Departmental Assembly so that they play a role for one day of being deputies, so that there is a governor, so that the more than 14 secretaries are represented through this institution, so that a debate is held in which the problems that affect all of us in the archipelago are discussed.
For the coordinator of the Flores Hill Educational Institution and members of the ASISAP Board of Directors, this will be a great motivation for young people.
I consider, and my companions them also, that it is important to our students know about the organization of the Assembly, how we function, what happened here. We think that it would be a great opportunity for them to express what they think about the situation that's happening in the island, and then feel themselves one day like deputy or like governor or secretary of any one of the department.
This is an activity that will take place very soon, and that will be done with the main purpose of encouraging students not to lower their guard, to someday have to occupy important positions for the development of the islands and contribute to the quality of life of the islanders.
And from early in the morning, Ombudsman's office workers staged a sit-in outside the headquarters due to conditions of the institution's infrastructure.
The work team of the Ombudsman Office made known the condition in which they have been working for years with a tour, and before the cameras of Teleislas News, they show how all the bathrooms of the headquarters are out of service since they have not had waters for several years. In addition, there is a still strong problem of humidity, and all the equipment such as air conditioners, printers, and even computers are damaged.
We are here this morning. We have a situation like 5 years ago. We have situation coming up every day. We have a different situation. We start out here with like a thing with the bathroom, the service. We don't have no service. We don't have no, right now we don't have water to use in the different services. We have a lot of bathrooms here. We have almost like 5 bathrooms, but we can't use them because we don't have no water. Why we don't have no water here? The tank them that we have, the tank, the bus, we don't have no, it have like leaks, so whenever you fill the water come out. So we have that situation coming up 5 years. Afterwards, we start to pump, and we can't pump because the tank, they no good. So we got a situation, we make Bogota know, say, we have this situation, and Bogota come, they look, and every time they come, they say they want to do, but they go back and they forget that we have a problem here. Another situation with the same service is that the septic, whenever you do the throw water in the bathroom, the septic does come over. We asked them that too, we sent that to them. So we have that situation coming 5 years ago. Whenever it rained, like how it rained last week and the week before, rain come down just like how it rained outside, it rain inside here. So we got water coming down from outside and we got water coming down from inside.
The National Association of Public Servants of the Ombudsman Office, AFSDEP, was also present at the sit-in and gave their perception of the situation.
Today we have come to accompany this sit-in that the colleagues of the Ombudsman's Office are carrying out. We have found a very worrying situation because they state that for 5 years their headquarters have not had the optimal conditions to attend customers. The most relevant problems are that there is no water, no light. There is risk of short circuit because the roofs are in bad condition. Whenever it rains, the water enters the headquarters and that causes humidity. The light cables are in bad condition and the light bulbs are not working. The humidity has caused the walls to be in bad condition and had made several workers sick, and several have had to wear masks permanently.
Workers stated that the problem comes from the central level and that for years they have been told that the headquarters will be renovated, but this has not been possible. They asked for guarantees to be able to continue providing adequate service to the community.
And since yesterday, the Regional Sena San Andres has been conducting a training seminar for the island's entrepreneurs.
From August 17 to 19, the National Learning Service Regional San Andres will develop a seminar aimed to entrepreneurs who want to apply for the Future Cause of Entrepreneurship Fund program offered by the entity.
Our process of this journey begins with the orientation to entrepreneurs who want to start their own businesses and have idea within the archipelago of San Andres and Providence, where we have been conducting orientation sessions and training. And after this, the selected people will enter a pitch. A pitch is where entrepreneurs put their business ideas and a group of jurors will choose the best initiatives. From there, we'll begin to make the advice in the orientation of their business plan. Today, Thursday, from 3 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, we will attend you at the Hotel Escuela on the second floor in the auditorium. Tomorrow, Friday, at 6 in the afternoon.
The entity specified that this initiative seeks to strengthen the island entrepreneurs so that they can have access to all the tools provided by the state for the development of their programs.
And now it's time for sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands, and this time with softball teams that are preparing to upcoming international integration tournaments. Looking to reactivate softball, the next international tournament of flat ball in the Insular Department are ready. The 4th International Softball Cup is coming up, and there are already several international countries confirmed to come to this softball integration in the Insular Department. Among those already confirmed are Cuba, Dominican Republic, Panama, Mexico, Honduras, and others. In addition, they are also looking to reactivate women's softball in the islands. Ivan Garcia told us much more details.
We have many projects coming up in November for the 4th International Softball Cup. This time we have several countries already confirmed, such as Cuba, Dominican Republic, Panama, Mexico, Honduras, Providence, obviously, the Rizal team that was the current champion of the previous cup, and possibly for the month of September, we have a team from Cuba who want to come to the island. Regards to the female team, we are making contacts to see how we can organize a short tournament there on the island. Obviously inviting the team from Providence and being able to organize this tournament.
Softball seeks to integrate many departments and Caribbean countries with a bond of brotherhood as the past, said Ivan Garcia. And in another sport, volleyball is a sport that is growing in our department. It continues cultivating young athletes. This sport continues to cultivate and excite young athletes to seek to carve their future as professionals. Coaches and trainers continue their training process, attracting young people to practice this sport. One of them is Emiro Jose Caraballo, who told us why he chooses volleyball.
Y yo elegí el voleibol porque
I chose volleyball because it is a sport that I am passionate about. I did not see it that way because it was not so famous here on the island until last year during the pandemic. I came here with a friend and I saw how the advanced players played, and I was interested because they used all parts of the body, and I like to use that and not have to use only the legs with soccer. So I got into volleyball to live the experience. Very cool. I have no words. Very charming. To be a professional and represent my island and play in other parts of the world, and that volleyball will be what defines my life. Also, it is necessary for us all not to neglect my studies and to work hard to be a great player and to be able to achieve those goals. Because for me, that is a paramount, and strive hard to be a great player and meet those goals. The discipline you put into it, the commitment you put into it, and the effort you put into it is this sport to be able to achieve what you want to be. I invite you to enjoy this experience. Come, sign up and enjoy volleyball. Young people, come and play volleyball. I assure you that you will never forget this unique and wonderful experience.
Volleyball is a sport that has been causing young people to get away from the bad things of the streets, said Caraballo. And this will wrap it up in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.
Thank you, Victor. And with sport news, we reach the end of our broadcast. See you tomorrow at 1 p.m. with more of Teleislas News. Good night.